Coming up next, right here under the hot seat, the following topics I will be talking about this week on the show, which will be with Alberto Del Rio, should he turn face? Will fans get more behind him as a face than rather as a heel? I will be discussing that as well. Also with the Big Show, who has recently been fired, will he come back and join John LUARNITUS, or should he stay a face and try and fight for his job back? We'll talk about that, and as well a couple of other things all coming right here on the next episode from the hot seat, so you know what's coming up next. That's right, roll that damn intro.
You are watching the most interactive professional wrestling discussion show on the internet. WWE Impact Wrestling,
ROH Wrestling,
pro wrestling at its finest on In the Hot Seat with your host, Fort Miners Project.
What's going on, guys, and welcome to this week's episode from the hot seat. Of course, as always, I got a great show lined up for you guys, and as well being joined by my returning guest at this time. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Canadian Warrior 1995. Thanks for having me, David.
No problem, man. It's a pleasure to have you here back on the show. And with the first topic I'm going to get into right away here, and with the recent episode of Monday Night Raw that we've seen with the Big Show, and of course the Big Show being fired. And do you see the Big Show coming back and turning heel and joining John LUARNITUS and trying to get his job back? How do you feel about that? Do you think the Big Show should turn heel, or do you think he's fine as a babyface?
I think Big Show, he turned on and off way too much, but as for him turning heel now, he's been face for a long time, so I can handle it, but I think he's going to come back at over the limit and interfere in the LUARNITUS and John Cena match, because if you watch Raw, when LUARNITUS got the statement from the board of directors, said whoever, if any WWE employee interferes, he'll get fired, but Big Show already got fired, so that'd be a perfect way to get Big Show back on the roster and have him heel with John LUARNITUS.
Yeah, with the whole Big Show firing, it kind of dragged on a little bit. It got really annoying, and John LUARNITUS should have just fired him right away, but I understand the point on what they were trying to do there. So, to me personally, I don't really think that the Big Show is going to be returning at over the limit. It might be a little bit too soon after just having the Big Show apologize, not only on SmackDown, but also on Raw, and then getting fired right after that. So, maybe like at a SummerSlam or something like that, the Big Show might return, and then just try and get his job back and come back as a babyface, and maybe eventually turn heel and just maybe join John LUARNITUS and you know, do something like that and be a part of with Lord Tensai and guys like that, and maybe have like a stable or something like that with them. So you know, and I've been wanting a heel turn from the Big Show for quite some time, and just to get one last heel run out of the Big Show, I think that would be much more better. I don't really buy too much of Big Show as a face. Sometimes I do, but not nearly as much. I think Big Show is much more better as a heel to me, in my personal opinion. And going into the next topic that I do have here, and that is with Alberto Del Rio, and how do you feel about his character? Do you think he should turn babyface? Baby fans will get behind him more better? Do you like him as a heel? How do you feel about that?
I love Del Rio as a heel. Like, look at his personality and like who he is. He's a natural heel. Like some people, like wrestlers like him, can't turn face. You gotta stay heel for a nice while, and then eventually turn face. It's too early in his career to turn face, because Del Rio as a heel is just amazing. Like the mic skills, the arrogance, the cockiness, everything. Del Rio is a perfect heel. I don't want to see him turn face, but I want to see him at least get another push, because he was the main guy in 2011, like won the Rumble, Money in the Bank, and two-time WWE champion, so I'd like to see him have the title at least one more time this year. Yeah,
honestly, to me, I'm fine with Alberto Del Rio being a heel. If he does turn face, I guess that would be kind of cool. I'm not too sure how well that would exactly play out, but I am liking Alberto Del Rio as a heel. I just wish they would do more with him, and then maybe fans would get more behind him. But to me, I always liked Alberto Del Rio, and hopefully we will get a better championship run than he's had with the WWE Championship, and have you know, a longer title reign if he does win the World Heavyweight Championship later on down the road. So I don't really have any problems against Alberto Del Rio. I think he's fine. There's really not too much wrong with him to me. He's definitely so far one of my favorite wrestlers currently going in the WWE, so that's how I feel about that. And getting into the next topic that I do have here as well, and this is a video response, if you will, to Simon Oakley HD, and he talked about with the United States Championship and as well the Intercontinental Championships. Do you think they should be unified? How do you feel about that?
I think they should be unified because it bring more prestige to the belt, like as it is, because the United States title and Intercontinental don't have that much prestige as they once did, and will give the superstar whoever holds that title more credibility. Like, I can just picture Cody Rhodes with the unified Intercontinental and US title. That'd be tremendous to see. Like someone like a Dolph Ziggler or Cody Rhodes or even a Mason Ryan, and even that'd be pretty cool to see. But I really think they should be unified because right now the Intercontinental title is above the US title, and you don't really get to see the US title that much, so it'd be pretty cool to see.
Alright, so I apologize with that brief interruption that we had there. So, as you were talking about with the Intercontinental Championship and as well with the United States Championship, what were your thoughts on how you think it should be unified?
I'd love to see the two of the titles unified because the US title and the Intercontinental don't have that much prestige as they once did, and if it got unified, it brings more credibility to the title, and the superstar that holds it, like I just pictured like a guy like Cody Rhodes, Dolph Ziggler, Mason Ryan, so on, had the title, or even Michael McGillicuddy. I'd love to see that. But it'd be pretty cool to see because right now the US title is a joke right now because it's on Santino. But I don't mind the Intercontinental title alone because Cody Rhodes is a great IC champion. But I'd love to see the titles unified to make like the more credible and like have like someone like that we haven't seen have a title in a while, like Michael McGillicuddy, like I said. So I'm all for it if it do happen. Yeah,
to me, I'm kind of on the fence on this one. At the same time, I wouldn't mind having the championships be unified, but at the same time, I would like to have the championships be separate and to have more prestige to it and have other people go for the United States and Intercontinental Championship. And to me, I like both titles, so it's really on the fence for me when it comes to that. So as of right now, I would have to say no, just to keep the titles separate and at least try and find something more to do with them. If not, if they have to unify them, then I wouldn't be against that either. And to see how that's going to do, I wasn't really didn't have any problem with the World Championship and the WWE Championship being unified before. So, you know, it could be good, and I wouldn't be against it either. So I'm kind of like 50-50 on the fence with that. So I appreciate that topic and with your thoughts and opinions. And the next and final topic that I do have here, and that is with Paul Heyman, of course, recently returning. And do you see him staying for a while? What are your thoughts on his overall return? What do you see out of Paul Heyman after with Brock Lesnar and everything? Do you see him being with someone else, or do you see him just being with Brock Lesnar and that'll be it?
I love the fact that Paul Heyman's back. I always loved Paul Heyman as a manager type role, and even the general manager from SmackDown a few years ago. But as for him back, it's really good to see him back. I was like, Brock Lesnar's mic skills ain't the best, and Brock Lesnar needs someone talking to the mic for him, and like when he's there, or like when the dates he's not there. But Paul Heyman, once he's done with Brock, the whole Brock storyline, I think he could probably do something with CM Punk because he's one of CM Punk's one of his friends, and he's also in the new CM Punk DVD coming out. I'd love to see that. But like Paul Heyman, I'd say he'd be around by SummerSlam, but probably after that, I probably won't see him. Probably just in for like a run, like one last run with the company to get his name out there once again. But I wish the crowd was more into him like they were back in the day. But there's a few diehard fans out there in the crowd. You can see chanting ECW. But as for the whole return, I wish he had to come out with the ECW music though. That would have been pretty cool. Yeah, that would have been sick. Of course, I was one of those people that were mucking out, and I'm happy that Paul Heyman is back. Hopefully, we will get to see more of him. Of course, now that he's been appearing and just doing promos. Of course, we saw that recent promo on Triple H, which is really fantastic, and hopefully we will get to see more out of him than just with being Brock Lesnar. Maybe have him manage someone else and be a manager to someone else. I think that would be pretty interesting. If not, then that's entirely up to them. But I would like to see more of Paul Heyman. I wouldn't mind him being in the Hall of Fame for WrestleMania 29. I think that would be really cool. Of course, I have a lot of respect for Paul Heyman and really enjoyed what he did over the years, especially in wrestling. So I'm all for Paul Heyman in the WWE right now, and I think that's really great that he has come back. So I am enjoying it as of right now for what it is, and it's been really awesome to see him back. So that's about it with all the topics that I do have planned for this week's show. Is there any shout-outs that you would like to give out before we end the show here? I would just say, whoever's watching this video, subscribe to my channel, Canadian Warrior 1995. Put the link down in the description box if you want for me, David. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, no problem. And of course, go check out the Wrestling for Wins channel and as well the Over the Limit pay-per-view pre-show, which will be at 3 p.m. for the Over the Limit pay-per-view pre-show. So the links will be there, and as well for Canadian Warriors channel. So be sure to leave a like on this video and as well comment on what we talked about. Feel free to leave your thoughts and opinions and as well with the feedback. And go follow me on Twitter at DaveRivera1989 for the latest. And that about does it for this week's episode for In the Hot Seat. I appreciate you coming back here on the show. And until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. And have a great day. Peace.